Howdy, folks. I'm Fair and Wise. Thanks for joining Consuelo and Ethan on today's episode. We're pretty sure you'll find it interesting. While you're watching, please take a moment to like our video and make a comment. Also, if you're not already, please subscribe to our channel and click the notifications bell to make sure you're informed when we release each new episode. Now, let's get on with today's program.
All right, so we're diving into this JCB treasure hunt today. And wow, you really sent us a mix of stuff. We've got like scholarly articles, we have some crazy fan theories, even AI analysis. I mean, this thing has really exploded, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's kind of wild, isn't it? You know, there's treasure inside that tagline. It seems like it's got everyone digging for answers.
Absolutely.
It is remarkable how a marketing campaign turned into, this huge cultural phenomenon.
For sure.
So what we're going to do today is try to unpack all of this for you.
Yeah.
Kind of unravel the dynamics of the hunt itself, take a close look at the book, figure out what is up with that thinker's stone.
Right.
And then see how AI is changing the game for treasure hunters.
Yeah, it really is like Indiana Jones for the digital age.
It is, isn't it?
And, just looking at all this, it's more than just following clues. I mean, there's symbolism.
Oh, yeah.
We've got code break. There are some seriously creative fan theories in here.
Oh, for sure.
By the end of this, you might even come up with some of your own.
Yeah, what I find fascinating is how global this thing has become.
Oh, yeah.
You've got people from, all walks of life, historians, techies, you've got your armchair detectives, and they're all, united by this puzzle.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Well, it kind of speaks to that, basic human desire for adventure.
It does.
That thrill of the chase,
It's like everyone's inner Sherlock just got activated.
Exactly.
But one thing that really stands out from these sources is the collaboration.
Oh, yeah.
Like, people aren't just working solo on this.
Right.
They're sharing their theories online. They're crowdsourcing solutions. They're even using AI to crack codes.
Right. It's amazing.
It's like a global brain trust in action.
Exactly. And there was actually one scholarly article even suggested, creating a dedicated platform specifically for this collaboration.
Oh, wow.
Imagine a space where fans can share their findings, debate interpretations, and work together in real time.
Yeah.
It's a pretty fascinating idea.
That would be incredible.
Couldn't it?
Almost like a real-time command center for the JCB hunt.
Exactly.
But let's zoom in on one specific piece of this puzzle that I think is really important.
Okay.
The book.
Yeah.
Is clearly the heart of this whole thing.
Absolutely. The book is just saturated with symbolism and imagery.
Yeah.
And a lot of people believe that these elements, that they hold the key to the treasure's location.
Right.
But it's not, straightforward.
Yeah.
The symbolism it's multi-layered, it's open to a lot of interpretation.
Right.
And that's what's fueling some pretty intense debates online.
It's not just a treasure map, huh?
No.
This book's more like, one of those, tapestries.
Yeah.
Full of, woven with clues, basically.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Can you give us, an example? Is there any of the symbolism that really caught your eye in those sources?
One that comes up again and again is the motif of a compass.
Okay.
Now, some people look at that literally, and they think it points to, a direction or a location.
Right, yeah.
Others think it's more of a metaphor, for navigating the complexities of the hunt itself.
So even a symbol like that can have, layers of meaning.
Exactly.
Each clue is just a piece.
Yeah.
And it can fit in different ways, but it creates this much bigger image.
Exactly. And to make things even more interesting, the book mentions specific places.
Okay.
And of course, this has led to, endless speculation about where the treasure might actually be.
Of course.
So you can just imagine people, hunched over maps and historical records.
Oh, yeah.
Trying to connect the dots.
It's like a real life escape room, but on a global scale.
Exactly.
It's so cool. Okay, so then we have the Thinker's Stone.
Right.
This thing has caused so much debate.
It really has.
About its role in the hunt.
Yes.
Is it an actual object?
Right.
Is it just like a symbolic concept? Is it something else entirely? What is it?
Well, the Thinker's Stone is described in the book, but we never really see it. So some people think that it's an ancient artifact, something with historical significance.
Right.
While others interpret it as a concept.
Yeah.
Maybe representing, the power of thought, problem solving, that kind of thing.
So it's not like a literal key that you use to open a chest.
No.
It's more like a mental tool or a concept that you need to like decipher all the other clues.
Exactly.
It's like the book saying you got to think your way to the treasure.
Yeah, and here's where it gets really interesting because we're seeing these fan theories come out that suggest there's maybe a more practical use for the Thinker's Stone. In fact, one listener, Emily from New York, she proposes that it might be a tool, something that you actually have to use with other elements of the hunt.
Okay, so instead of just being a clue, it could actually be an instrument, a device, something that activates something else.
Right.
That adds a whole new dimension.
And does.
Yeah.
Because if we think about the Thinker's Stone as a tool, it could be used to, decode other clues.
Right.
Maybe activate some hidden mechanism or even unlock an actual physical location.
It's like it takes us to a whole new level.
It does. It does.
It's like the JCB treasure hunt is this huge multi-layered puzzle box.
Yeah.
And we're all just trying to figure out how the pieces fit together.
Yeah, yeah.
The book gives us the clues, the Thinker's Stone might be the key, and then the treasure is the prize.
Right.
But what really, really gets me is the role of AI in all of this.
Oh, yeah.
Like in the sources that we have, people are actually using it to analyze the language of the book, find hidden messages, decipher codes.
Yeah, it's amazing to see how technology is becoming part of this, very human activity.
Right.
AI can handle so much data, find these patterns that we might miss.
Yeah.
It can even offer, new ways to understand the clues.
Right. It's like having a superpowered research assistant working alongside you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's almost as if AI is becoming the ultimate treasure hunter's sidekick.
It is. It is.
It's changing how we think about problem solving, even, in games.
Yeah.
I mean, who would have thought you'd need coding skills to find buried treasure?
I know. And one of the white papers that you sent actually suggests that, if we use AI even more, it could lead to some major breakthroughs in this hunt.
Wow.
So imagine algorithms working tirelessly to crack the code
Yeah.
while the human treasure hunters can focus on, the bigger picture, the strategy.
It's a true partnership then.
It is.
Human ingenuity and artificial intelligence, both
Oh.
bringing their best.
Exactly.
And speaking of human ingenuity, let's not forget about those wild fan theories.
Oh, yes.
I mean, we have a whole collection of them here.
Yes, we do.
Some plausible, some out there.
Yeah.
But it just shows how creative this hunt has made people.
It really does. And it's that, that mix of different thoughts that makes this so captivating. Each theory, even the crazy ones, adds to the whole effort.
Yeah.
It's crowdsourced intelligence on a global scale.
It is.
And it's all fueled by people who just love this puzzle.
Okay, I have to ask, what are some of the theories? Anything really juicy catch your eye?
Well, there's one that connects that compass symbol we were talking about to an actual location.
Okay.
And it argues that the compass, when you combine it with some astrological stuff in the book, it actually points to a secret chamber hidden under a famous landmark in Europe.
Hold on, this is sounding like a Dan Brown novel.
Wait, we're right.
Do any of the sources actually say which landmark it is?
They don't, unfortunately, and that, of course, just makes it more intriguing.
Oh, for sure.
It's fueled a ton of online speculation with everyone trying to, figure out the astrological clues, pinpoint the exact spot.
Yeah.
I can picture people, zooming in on satellite maps,
Yeah.
digging through historical archives.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
I bet.
Yeah.
It's like this treasure hunt has awakened, like, the explorer in everyone.
It has, hasn't it?
It's not even just about the destination.
Right.
It's about the chase, the mental challenge,
Right.
working together towards a goal.
Exactly. You've hit the nail on the head. It's that process of discovery, the shared experience. That's what makes it so interesting.
Absolutely.
But we can't ignore the technology either. We got an email here from David in London.
Okay.
He's been using AI to analyze those, cryptic messages that they keep sending out.
Right.
And his suggestion is really cool, actually. He thinks there should be a dedicated forum where people using AI can, share what they find and collaborate.
So, like, level up the whole treasure hunt.
Exactly.
But hold on. Let's step back for a second.
Okay.
What does all of this popularity, what does it tell us about ourselves,
Right.
about our values
Mm-hmm.
in a world that's, increasingly digital and some might say isolating?
Yeah, I think it speaks to, that innate curiosity that we have as humans.
Yeah.
Our yearning for adventure, our need to connect with people who get it.
It's true.
In a world that can feel so divided,
Yeah.
this hunt gives a sense of community.
It does.
It's a shared purpose.
It reminds us that exploration isn't just something in the history books.
Right.
It's happening now.
Right.
All it takes is, a willingness to take on the challenge and use our brains.
And that's precisely what makes talking about this so interesting. We're not just, picking apart the JCB treasure hunt.
Yeah.
We're looking at that human spirit of exploration itself.
I like that.
But before we, get too philosophical, there's so much more to uncover.
Yeah, we're just getting started.
More clues to decode, more theories to think about.
Right.
And even some ethical stuff to talk about.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Okay, this is just the beginning then.
It is. We've just laid the groundwork.
Yeah.
But the real adventure is still ahead of us.
It is, for sure.
Have you ever felt the chill of a secret waiting to be uncovered? A whisper calling from a locked chest? I'm Sable, and this is The Curious Mind. We delve into mysteries hidden in plain sight. For every amateur treasure hunter chasing John Collins Black's legendary "There's Treasure Inside" chests, I invite you into a world where each clue unlocks the impossible. What draws us to the hunt? It's a tantalizing blend of neuroscience, game theory, and thrill of the chase. The Curious Mind explores the brain's craving for puzzles, strategies that turn chance into victory, and the heart-pounding pursuit that keeps you up at night. It's a story of wits and wonder, treasures not of gold, but of knowledge. Ready to fuel your curiosity? Join me on A Gypsy's Kiss on YouTube and TikTok. Subscribe now and catch new episodes of The Curious Mind every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. Step into the mystery because the treasure isn't just out there. It's inside you.
Welcome back to our deep dive into the JCB treasure hunt.
We've covered a lot already, haven't we? We've looked at the books Symbolism, that mysterious thinker's stone, and of course AI.
Right. AI seems to be changing the game for treasure hunters.
Totally. But there's one thing we haven't really talked about yet.
Oh, okay. What's that?
Well, I'm thinking about the impact of this whole thing, this hunt, on the field of treasure hunting, in general.
That's a really interesting point. Do you think this could be a turning point?
Yeah, are we seeing a shift from those traditional treasure hunting methods to something more high-tech?
It's definitely possible. This JCB hunt, it's really showcased how powerful AI is and how important online collaboration is when you're trying to solve puzzles.
Yeah.
So you can imagine this inspiring a whole new generation of treasure hunters, right? Ones who are armed with algorithms and connected through the internet.
It's like we're watching a new era begin for treasure hunting.
Exactly. Data analysis, digital collaboration, those could become as important as, a compass and a map.
Totally. And it's not even just the tools themselves.
Right.
It's how people think about solving problems. This hunt, it encourages a more analytical approach, and that could have effects beyond treasure hunting, don't you think?
Oh, absolutely.
So if this is a turning point, like we're saying, what does that mean for the JCB hunt itself? Will someone ever find the treasure?
Right. Or is the real treasure, like we were talking about earlier, is it the journey, the experience?
That's the big question, right?
It is. The treasure's still out there somewhere, but the hunt keeps changing. New clues pop up, we get more fan theories, and those AI algorithms are getting better all the time. It's really dynamic.
It's almost as if the treasure hunt has, taken on a life of its own.
It has, hasn't it? It's it's alive, and it's fueled by this whole community.
Yeah, it's powered by people. Okay, but speaking of mysteries, we got another theory from a listener.
Oh, okay. I love these. Tell me.
This one's from Sarah, and she says that maybe the treasure isn't actually a physical object.
Ooh, interesting. What does she think it is?
Well, Sarah thinks the real treasure is knowledge. Maybe it's a hidden truth or a lost part of history, something that's encoded in all these clues.
That's a really thought-provoking idea, and it actually fits perfectly with that there's treasure inside idea.
Right.
Not just literally, but also intellectually.
It adds a whole other layer to this, doesn't it? We're not looking for a specific spot or a thing.
Right.
We're looking for meaning, something that helps us understand the world better.
Right. It makes you wonder, if the treasure really is knowledge, how will we even know when we found it?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Will it be a sudden aha moment? Will the whole community just suddenly realize it?
Maybe it's something that we've figure out slowly as more clues are cracked and we start connecting things.
Yeah.
Maybe the treasure is like the understanding that we gain as we do this together.
That's a really cool thought.
But, we can't forget about the people who are still trying to find an actual treasure, something they can hold in their hands.
True. What advice would you give them based on all the research we've done?
Well, first, I'd say embrace the whole collaborative spirit of this hunt.
Right.
Like, share what you find, discuss the different theories. Don't be afraid to think outside the box and, try new things. And, of course, use technology.
Yeah. AI, those online platforms, all that stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But most importantly, have fun.
Yes.
This treasure hunt's a wild ride, whether you find the treasure or not. But there's something else I've been thinking about.
Okay.
What about the ethics of all this?
Oh, right.
Like, some people are saying that using AI gives some people an unfair advantage.
Yeah, that's definitely something to consider. I mean, AI is a powerful tool. It can be used for good and bad. We have to make sure it's being used fairly in this hunt.
Exactly. And that it's not creating a situation where some people have a much better chance than others.
Right.
The sources we have, they don't really dive into the ethical side of this much. But it's definitely something we need to think about, especially as the hunt goes on and technology gets more and more involved.
I agree. We need some guidelines, some principles to make sure everyone's playing fair.
Yeah, we have to find a balance, right, between using all these new technologies and, keeping the values that treasure hunting has always been about.
Absolutely. Things like fair play, sportsmanship, and respecting the mystery itself.
Right. Well said. It seems like we've come full circle back to the human side of all this.
Yeah, we have.
Technology is great, but it's the human spirit, our curiosity, our ability to work together, and our ethics that really makes this adventure happen.
That's what makes the JCB treasure hunt so interesting to analyze. It's like a little example of the bigger picture. The challenges and the possibilities we face in a world where tech is changing everything.
It's a good reminder that even with AI and all that, it's still the human spirit that decides what we explore and how valuable the treasures we find really are. What do you think? Welcome back to the deep dive, everyone. It feels like we've been on a treasure hunt of our own, just going through all these sources, trying to get a handle on this JCB phenomenon.
I know, right? We've covered so much. We talked about symbolism, AI, those crazy fan theories, even the ethics of it all.
It's been quite a journey.
It really has.
But as we're wrapping up our deep dive, it really hits me how this JCB treasure hunt is kind of like learning itself.
Oh, how so?
Well, you start with some clues, but then you got to, really dig in, connect the dots, and sometimes you even end up in totally new territory.
That's a great analogy. And just like when you're learning something new, this hunt forces you to think critically, work with others, and be okay with not knowing everything. Those are good skills to have no matter what you're doing in life.
For sure. But let's bring it back to our listeners for a second. We spent all this time on the book, the stone, the AI.
Yeah.
But where does that leave you in the JCB treasure hunt?
Well, the thing is, even after all this analysis, nobody's found the treasure yet.
Right.
And that brings up a really interesting question. Maybe the real treasure is the journey, the experience itself.
Yeah, maybe it's not about the destination, but about the friends we made along the way. No, I'm just kidding.
Right.
But seriously, maybe it's about the collaboration, the problem solving, the fun of figuring out a puzzle.
Exactly. It's about the process, the challenge.
Remember Emily from New York? She said that Thinker's Stone could be a tool, not just a clue. What do you think about that?
That's a really intriguing idea. It would definitely change how we approach the hunt.
And what about David's idea, the AI-powered platform for collaboration? Could that be what finally helps someone crack the code?
Those are all great questions, and I think that's what makes this whole thing so captivating. It keeps us guessing, makes us rethink things, and pushes us to explore further.
I agree. This deep dive has been a journey of discovery, but it's just the beginning, really. Now it's your turn to take what we've talked about, combine it with your own ideas, and maybe you'll uncover something new.
Who knows? Maybe you'll be the one to find the real treasure.
Well, folks, we hope you found today's video interesting and informative. Make sure to hit the like button if you did. Also, think about sharing it with another treasure hunter. And if you're not already a subscriber, please take a moment to do so now. We look forward to seeing you next time. Take care, and remember, there's a treasure out there waiting for you to find it.